Hi guys, I'm Catch Queen, and today I'm back with yet another video for you. And in this video I'm going to talk about my brush with freestyle wrestling. That's right, not many of you may know this, but I did actually wrestle freestyle when I was a kid. Now I have to say that even back then I was a very feminine kid, and I was very much into women's professional wrestling already. So this whole wrestling stint was sort of an attempt on my part to make myself more masculine, I guess, to take a masculine sport and to fall in line with the rest of the boys. Yeah, and it was sort of in line with my interest as well. So it seemed like a great idea back then. Well, anyway, it didn't turn out to be such a great idea after all. Well, here's why it didn't actually turn out to be such a great idea as far as turning me into a real man would have gone. I was around the 5th or 6th grade back when this whole episode happened. So there was this local wrestling club, and it wasn't high school wrestling or anything like that. It wasn't linked to any kind of school. It was just a standalone sort of club where people went to work out and to wrestle and eventually to, try to make it big into wrestling if it turned out that they had a talent for that. So yeah, I joined this club together with a couple of friends of mine, and yeah, we were very much into it in the beginning. We would become wrestlers, and make ourselves a name and all that jazz. Indeed, there were lots of weights around the place and workout equipment, and we worked out a lot. I'm pretty sure that I didn't actually get any kind of visible results from all those workouts. As I had stated in my other videos, I looked sort of like a young Malaya Hosaka back then physically. No amount of workout would change that at that age, of course. Obviously, testosterone production hadn't really kicked in at that point, and I was as frail and as feminine as I could be. So, like if I put a wig on my head, I would easily pass as a girl any day without any makeup or any kind of touch-up at all. So, yeah, that's the way I was back then. So, yeah, I went to this wrestling sort of training. We sparred there with the other guys, and we worked out a lot. And eventually the day came when we had a sort of a wrestling meet, and we would have to wrestle other people from, I guess, from a different club. I'm not exactly sure where those people were from, but I do remember that I had never seen them before. So they definitely weren't going to this same club of ours at different times. So yeah, they must have been from a different organization. And we had this sort of a wrestling meet with them, in which each one of us would have 2 matches, and then possibly move on to finals and semifinals and whatever the heck else there was. And given my absolute fly weight, as I mentioned, I could have passed as a girl. I got tossed in with a couple of girls in the same group from the opposing team, and well, that wasn't all that great for me back then. I remember I was thoroughly disappointed, but I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I can score a win on one of them, because one of them was sort of just as skinny and frail looking as I was. So I had my first match with this girl, and yeah, it was absolutely nothing spectacular. I mean, this girl got behind me a couple of times, which is why I guess she ended up winning the match. And she put me into this sort of full Nelson thing, and she kept pushing my head down, and it sort of felt like she would snap my neck at one point, but I held on, obviously, because she wasn't particularly strong either. And we struggled like that, and we did this twice. So like she went behind me and put me into the full Nelson, and tortured me there for a little while, and then we were stood up, and then the same thing happened again, and that was pretty much the match. She ended up winning it. I have no idea what score it was, but yeah, that was my very first foray into the world of freestyle wrestling, and You know, I was barely 5 minutes into my meet and I had already dropped a match to a girl, no less. So that pretty much spelled the end of my masculinization journey through wrestling, through freestyle wrestling. My second match was against a much sturdier looking girl, so who looked very confident as well, I remember. And I just thought there's no way I could possibly beat her, and indeed there wasn't. Actually ended up being pinned. She just sort of, I think she hip tossed me to the mat, and sort of struggled there for a little while till she managed to turn me onto my shoulders, and yeah, that was, the referee slapped the mat, and that was it for me. So I ended up dropping a couple matches to girls, no less, and I didn't actually quit freestyle wrestling right away as a result of this sort of experience, but I did go to some more you know, workouts, and I did spar some more with the guys over there. But at the end of the day, I didn't even really feel particularly competitive in those matches. I didn't actually really even want to win, if I think about it. And yeah, it made me realize that I would never become a successful competitive freestyle wrestler. So the whole thing kind of just fell by the side as time went on. I don't even exactly remember the precise time when I gave it all up, but yeah, so that was my stint, my brush with freestyle wrestling, and yeah, it didn't turn out particularly well. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope to see you around. If you like my videos, you know, subscribe to my channel, and spread the news, share my videos, and follow me on other social media channels as well. I'm on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You'll find me pretty much everywhere. On Facebook I am Catch Queen with a K, so that's Catch Queen with a K, not a C. And yeah, that's it. See you around.